Dear me, remember when someday was always the plan? After our battle with cancer, it became very clear that every moment is a gift. The mantra, get busy living, you're already dying, isn't just a phrase, it's a call to action. Every heartbeat, every breath is a chance to truly live. Love, present me. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Power Up Project. My name is Jason Tharp, and I am here to hopefully provide you with a little bit of power up. Hopefully you have found this at a moment when you're looking for something to help pick you up. And I know that this one might sound a little dark and a little spooky, but I don't intend it to be. The intentions of this is actually to be uplifting, aspirational, but it's just going to have to place it, to illustrate it, so to speak. It's going to sound a little dark. So why not just hit you right out of the gate with this? You're dying. Every one of us are. It's the only thing that's real. From the second you were born, the one thing that was actually real in your life was that you're dying. Each moment that ticks by is unpredictable. You don't know what's going to happen. And while that's scary, it also could be pretty empowering. I think dealing with death or dealing with the possibility of death, the things that I went through in a flash where somebody's telling me what my end is going to be, it made you change the way that you looked at stuff. I didn't look at what was things that I felt like held me back in the past as such a hindrance anymore. They actually became small little blips on a radar screen. I took my problems that seemed so gigantic at the time and realized that they were just little tiny parts of this big picture that's going to be the story of my life. And how do I want that to be? And what impact do I want it to have? And then how do I let go of all the stuff that's holding me back? So I kind of started telling myself exactly that I better get busy living because I already am dying. Just because that doctor told me this was my diagnosis and they tried to predict the future for me, that doesn't mean that's what's going to happen. They just told me that might be a possibility for me. I changed the perspective of what somebody else told me because I started to listen to my story and not everybody else's. There's a lot of power when we embrace those things from ourselves, those little bits inside of us where we typically want to run from because it's scary, and the things that we don't want to deal with because you don't want to think about those things. When you think about them, though, I want you to think about it in a different way. Instead of painting a picture of doom and gloom, what would happen instead if you looked at those moments with happiness and joy? You don't have to search far to find somebody that was diagnosed with something and they finally stepped into the thing that they wanted to do. And then like magic, the thing that was supposedly going to take them out disappears. And that person's never been happier. And when you're around them, there's something different about them. It's not that they changed. It's that they changed what they thought was possible for themselves. In a lot of ways, I know at least for me, in my scenario, was that I allowed myself to be me, maybe for the first time ever. Certainly with a lot of people that were close to me, I was stopped being afraid to show who I really was. And instead of shaming myself for all the reasons why I thought I didn't deserve to be like that, I started to live and look at each moment as a gift. Things that would bum me out before, things that I would feel insecure about or I would get angry about, I learned to let those go. Then I tried to remind everybody that I've changed. And sometimes the people that are closest to you don't believe it until you show them. And that to me has been a big, profound shift, is letting go of a me that hid behind a mask of all the things that I didn't want, but I actually wanted. Created a personality that not very many people really knew who I was. And in that process, though, it's almost like a reintroduction of people. I think a lot of people that were in a small circle of people that knew me, they knew me, right? They knew most of me. But there's a good chance that anybody that knew me well before cancer, they knew a version of me that I was willing to share. And in a lot of ways, I feel that I denied these people a part of me that probably would have left some pretty cool stuff for them. But it wasn't because I was trying to be mean or malice or trying to pull the wool over somebody's eyes. A lot of times for me, it was just survival. It was the inability to accept the fact that my story mattered, that I mattered. And it wasn't until I leaned into those things that I realized that like all I was delaying was what I really wanted all along, was just to be happy with myself. And it was in that happiness that I would be able to start sharing my story that would hopefully inspire people. So it was me waking up. And it does suck that it took a brain tumor for me to wake up. But now what I hopefully can do is take my experience from this situation and I can share them with you. And you can hear what I'm telling you, and you can see yourself in my stories and see that there's potential for you to overcome all the stuff that you're doing, because you're just like me. You're dying too. But you get to choose to live right now and see the moment. There's 86,400 seconds in a day. What if that was money? You wouldn't have any problem acting towards that. You'd be excited about that. What if you took that same excitement that you would have if somebody walked up and gave you $86,400 and you applied it to this second, and then the next second, and the next second? How would that change your life? How would that change your life? And not only your life, but the future yous that you come in touch with. Because what they're doing is they're carrying off where you left off. The past version of me did not leave me. It's there kind of sitting in the wings, proud of the me that I'm becoming. And this one I'm at right now. In the future will be sitting on the wings, proud of the version that I am then. And I'm happy for that. And I'm happy I went through all those things. And I'm proud of the fact that I can talk to you now and explain this stuff to you in a way that I hope resonates with you. And I want to leave you with just a little bit of a power up here. The truth is we're all dying. And that doesn't mean that you can't make it the most. Sorry, I need to restart that for a second. Pause. So let's face the fact that we're all going to kick the bucket someday. But that doesn't mean that you can't make the most of the time you have right now. You can choose to live in this moment, or you can let this moment pass. You can embrace the magic that is landing on your shoulder right now. And instead of ignoring the whisper that it's trying to whisper in your ear to inspire you to try something new, instead take that chance today. Why put off today what you can do, or why put off what you could do today for a tomorrow that may not be there? Nobody's promised you that. And instead, today is a promise. Right now is the promise. Right now it's your reality. And I hope that you use this moment to build a life that you're proud of, because you deserve it. Hope this helps. Power up.
Foxland Media. Think big.